Stanners, welcoming you to the second round of the 2006 Reach for the Top BC Championships. The road to the Final Six continues, and the chance to represent BC at the National Championships. York House squeaked into the second round with a 10-point victory over Mission, while Burnaby North established itself as a powerhouse with a 460-point victory over Meadow Ridge.
Last round we just barely got by, and this round we really want to take a substantial lead by first getting all those snappers and really just going for it.
I'm feeling really good. My team did really well in the last game, but I don't want to get too confident because there's no such thing as an easy game. But, you know, it can only get harder from here on in.
Well, those sound like wise words, so let's do this. York House and Burnaby North, we're starting out with snappers. Name the first book of the Bible's Old... Yes, James.
Genesis?
Yes. What lake would I visit if I hope to see the monster Ogopogo? James?
Okanagan Lake?
Yes. Who stars in the title role of the film Cinderella Man? Amanda?
I don't know.
Oh, sorry, that's not correct. Tiffany?
Russell Crowe?
It is Russell Crowe. Which American city is home to a hockey team known as the Blue Jackets? Alim?
Columbus.
It is Columbus, and after that first round of snappers, Burnaby North with 30 points, York House with 10, and it's time to meet the teams. We're going to start with York House and team captain Lorian.
Okay, and to my right is Rachel, Sarah, and Tiffany.
Excellent. So nice to have you here, York House. And now time to meet Burnaby North.
And to my left is James, Crystal, and Amanda.
And you, of course, are?
And I'm Alim.
Alim. And, of course, we couldn't do the show if it weren't for our great judges. Please meet Barbara Harrison and Tony Dixon. Okay, I think we're time to get this, or we are ready to get this game going for real. So let's do it with open questions about television. What recent global TV series featuring Steve Byers and Jennifer Kidd was filmed on the shores of Lake Winnipeg? Not in the wintertime, obviously. Lorian?
Corner Gas?
Sorry, no, that's not correct. It was Falcon Beach. In 2001, Degrassi, The Next Generation, was picked up by what U.S. network? Yes, Alim?
CBS.
No. Lorian?
ABC?
No, it was The N. What TV dramatic series is set in Orange County, California? Yes, Alim?
The OC.
Right. A 1990s series about Beverly Hills included what postal code in its title? Lorian?
90210.
In fact, that was their zip code. Team question now. In this two-part team question, whichever team is first to answer correctly the 10-point scramble question in part 1 is then eligible for the remaining 10-point questions in part 2. For 10 points, croaker, hokey, mullet, and mahi-mahi are all varieties of Alim.
Fish.
Fish they are. And so now we go to Burnaby North for the rest of the questions, and they all deal with fish. What is the name for the branch of zoology devoted to the study of fish?
Scientific name for fish.
Zoology.
Any ideas? Sorry, out of time. That was ichthyology. A natural occurrence of what substance can be found in the blood of several species of Antarctic fish?
Antifreeze?
Sure, yeah.
Antifreeze.
That's correct, antifreeze. What physical feature do species belonging to the superclass Agnatha, such as lampreys and hagfish, notably lack?
No, tail, but fin.
A tail fin.
No, it's jaws. Okay, back to open questions now about fiction. The letter J begins a word in each answer. Who was transformed into Edward Hyde in the Yes, Alim.
Dr. Jekyll.
Correct. Who is the hero of Raiders of the Lost Ark? Rachel.
Indiana Jones?
Correct. What was the title of Peter Benchley's 1974 best? James.
Jaws?
Correct. Jack Nicholson played which character in Batman? Lorian.
The Joker?
The Joker he is. Now, basketball is the subject of these open questions. What is the distance from the free throw line to the basket? Yes, Alim.
10 feet.
No, that's not correct. Yes, Tiffany.
3 meters?
It's 15 feet. What does it indicate when an official signals by tapping the top of his head? Alim.
Offside.
No, that's not correct. Lorian.
Foul?
It's a 24-second violation. What was the team name of Vancouver's NBA? Alim.
The Grizzlies.
Correct. What was the forerunner of the NBA called? We have a lot of basketball fans here. Alim.
The NBB.
No, sorry. Any ideas, York House? No, it was the Basketball Association of America. Open questions, all beginning with the letters C-A-T. What term refers to a sudden calamity or... Yes, Rachel.
Catastrophe.
That's correct. What is the name for a language spoken in northeastern Spain? No, Catalan. What is the name for galleries used for underground burial? Yes, Rachel.
Catacombs.
Correct. What is the name for an agent that promotes or controls? Yes, Crystal.
Catalyst.
Catalyst, it's right. Chain snappers now. Which famous emperor and military leader was born around 1162 and named Temujin? Yes, Amanda.
Attila the Hun.
No, sorry. Named Temujin. Yes, Lorian.
Genghis Khan?
Correct. Hashim Khan is a professional player of which sport? Alim.
Sumo wrestling.
No, sorry. Yes,
Basketball?
Rachel. No, it's squash. Which type of squash, when cooked, produces long pasta? Yes, Alim.
Butternut squash.
No, long pasta-like strands of flesh. It's really good. Lorian.
Spaghetti squash.
Correct. What does the word spaghetti literally mean in Italian? Rachel.
Thin noodle.
No. Yes, Crystal.
Thin strands.
No. What do you think, Barbara? You're going to correct? Yes, it's little strings. Yes, small strands. According to string theory, how many dimensions do strings? Yes, Elim.
14?
No. Do strings, which are the essential building block of all matter, have? Yes, Rachel.
1.
1 is correct. Which Irish group released the single One in 19... Crystal.
U2.
U2 is correct. Okay, doing a quick recap now. We've got Burnaby North with 120 points to York House's 90, and we're moving right along now to assigned questions about national parks. Now, the way this works is each member of each team is assigned a 10-point question. I'll give you the name of a national park. You must supply the name of the province or territory in which it's located. If you miss your question, then your counterpart on the opposing team will have a chance at it for 10 points. So we're going to start with York House and Lorian. Nahanni National Park Reserve.
Yukon?
Sorry, that's not correct. Alim?
The Northwest Territories.
That is correct. Rachel, Grossmoor National Park.
Quebec.
No. James?
Newfoundland?
Newfoundland, yes. Point Pelee National Park. Sarah?
Nova Scotia.
No, I'm sorry, that's not correct. Crystal?
Prince Edward Island.
No, it's Ontario. In fact, it's the most southernmost point in Canada there. Elk Island National Park. Tiffany?
Manitoba.
No. Amanda?
Newfoundland.
No. Alberta. Okay, and now we go to Alim and Burnaby North, Grasslands National Park.
Saskatchewan?
Correct. Kuchibujak National Park.
Manitoba?
Sorry, no. Rachel? Kuchibouguac National Park.
Nunavut.
Sorry?
Nunavut?
No, it's New Brunswick. Kluane National Park. Crystal?
Nunavut.
No. Sarah?
Newfoundland.
No. The Yukon. Yoho National Park. Amanda?
BC.
Correct. It is British Columbia, and a beautiful park it is. Now back to open questions. Moon's the subject. I'll name a moon in our solar system. You give the planet around which it orbits. Titan. Yes, Lorian.
Jupiter?
Sorry, no. Amanda.
Neptune.
No, it's Saturn. Titania. Yes, James.
Neptune?
No. Sarah.
Uranus.
Correct. Triton. Alim.
Jupiter?
No. Tiffany.
Neptune.
Correct. Europa. Sarah.
Jupiter.
Jupiter is right. Okay, open questions now about political people. What leader was deposed by the U.S.-led invasion of Iraq in 2000? Yes, Lorian.
Saddam Hussein?
Correct. Who is the leader in the federal parliament of the Bloc Québécois? James.
Gilles Duceppe?
Yes. What politician led the CCF to victory in 1944 in Saskatchewan? Yes, James.
Wordsworth?
No. Yes, Sarah.
Douglas.
Tommy Douglas. Who founded the International Working Men's Association and is considered the modern founder of communism? James.
Karl Marx?
Correct. Correct. Okay, a who am I question. The question is worth 40 points if you guess the answer on the first clue and 10 points less with each succeeding clue until either team answers the question correctly. So for 40 points. I was born in Saskatoon in 1970 and went to French and Catholic schools there. Who am I? Crystal.
Shania Twain.
No. Any ideas, Yorkhouse? No, we're moving on. Yes, Lorian.
Kiefer Sutherland.
No. Clue B for 30 points. I started making a name for myself at the Saskatoon Lions Speed Skating Club. Who am I? Lorian.
Cindy Clausen.
No. Yes, Alan?
Katrina Lemaidon.
That is correct for 30 points. Way to go, Burnaby North. Okay, this is rocks for open questions. The subject, what is the name for the remains of an animal or plant? Yes, Rachel.
Fossil.
Correct. Of sedimentary, igneous, and metamorphic, what type of rock is basalt? Yes, Alan.
Igneous.
Correct. And what type is limestone? Yes, Alan.
Sedimentary.
Yes. And what type of rock is granite? Alan?
Metamorphic.
No, sorry. Rachel?
Sedimentary.
No, it's igneous. Open questions about the legacy of Pierre Trudeau. During the October crisis of 1970, Trudeau reacted to the violence of the FLQ by invoking what now defunct Crystal.
War Measures Act.
It is the War Measures Act, yes. Trudeau once stated that living next to the United States was like sleeping... Rachel.
It's like sleeping with an elephant.
That's correct. Name the progressive conservative leader who was defeated by Trudeau in the Yes, James.
Joe Clark.
No. In the 1974 federal election. Lorian.
Turner.
No, it was Robert Stanfield. What federal government policy established by the Trudeau Liberals in 1980 resulted in much alienation in Alberta? Sarah?
National Energy Plan.
That's correct. It's the National Energy Policy. Okay, we're on to a team question now with two parts. Whoever gets the first part correct then owns all the questions in the second half. So, part one for 10 points. In 1853, the American naval commander Matthew Perry was considered the first foreigner since 1639 to enter which country? Rachel.
China.
No. Amanda.
Cuba.
No. Japan. Okay, we're going to skip right past the rest of that team question. And quotes now, the subject of these open questions. I don't think I've ever felt so intensely proud to be a Canadian. Who said this after scoring a famous goal in 1972? Crystal.
Maurice Richard.
No. Sarah.
Paul Henderson.
That's correct. We need action, not only to end the fighting, but to make the peace. Who said this of the Suez Crisis? Crystal.
Pearson.
Correct, Lester Pearson. Whatever women do, they must do twice as well as men to be thought half as good. Luckily, Alim.
Nellie McClung.
No. Luckily, this is not difficult. Which mayor of Ottawa said this? Yes, Rachel.
Simcoe.
No, it was Charlotte Whitten. Canada seemed alone in the world, bullied by the United States, abandoned by Great Britain, stated historians Norman Hilmer and J.L. Granatstein. To what 1903 event did they refer? No ideas? It's the Alaska boundary dispute. Okay, classical music now the subject of these open questions. In the 1812 Overture by Tchaikovsky, what French anthem is featured? Yes, Alim.
La Marseillaise.
Correct. What occupation does Escamillo have in the opera Carmen? Yes, Rachel.
He's a matador.
Barbara, yes, that's right. Okay, yes. What is the name of the heroine in Beethoven's only opera? Any ideas? Yes, Tiffany, pardon me?
Elizabeth.
No. Amanda?
Maria.
No. Leonora. By what number is Beethoven's Pastoral Symphony otherwise... Yes, Rachel.
3.
Sorry, no. Otherwise known. James?
12.
No, the 6th Symphony. Okay, shootout question now. These questions are open to both teams. Prompting or consultation is absolutely forbidden. Once a player answers a question correctly, they have to sit out of the remaining questions in the shootout. As soon as all 4 players of a team have answered a question correctly, that team scores 40 points. It ends the shootout. The opposing team receives 0 points. And if neither team gets 4 answers correct, neither team gets any points. So, first question. If I were wishing to enter law school, what exam would I... Yes, Crystal.
The LSAT.
Correct. What English author wrote the poems On My First Daughter and On My First Son? Yes, Amanda.
Milton.
No. Lorian?
Frost.
No, it was Ben Jonson. Sydney, Australia is named after Viscount Sydney, the patron of which British explorer? Yes, Amanda.
Cook.
Correct. On which famous evening soap opera did you meet Sergeant Cooper? Alim.
Hogan's Heroes.
No. Lorian.
MASH?
No, it was Twin Peaks. What British animation studio is responsible for the Wallace and Gromit series? Yes, James.
Hardman.
Correct. Now, only Alim needs to answer a question correctly for Burnaby North to win this shootout. What sport does one of fashion designer Ralph Lauren's brand names? Yes, Alim.
Polo.
Polo it is, and Burnaby North wins the 40 points in that shootout. Doing a quick recap now. Burnaby North, 300 points to York House's 190 points. And we're getting right into the BC round now with questions all about our incredibly beautiful province. So we're starting out with a team question all about BC in this two-part team question. Whichever team is first to answer the first part correctly gets the rest of the questions. Part 1 for 10 points. Name the Japanese-Canadian baseball team that won 5 consecutive Pacific Northwest championships before being disbanded by the internment of Japanese Canadians during World War II. Any ideas? James.
Bat 6.
No. York House? No guesses? It was Vancouver Asahi, and we're going to skip the rest of the team questions in that one, but we are now going to go to a video clue. So, take a look at these video clues. These are our provincial parliament buildings. Name the architect who designed them as his first major commission and who went on to become world famous. Any ideas? Yes, James.
Francis.
You have to be a little bit more specific than that.
Francis Joseph.
Not quite specific enough. In your case, you don't know? Francis Rattenbury. The remaining questions deal with BC political fact and figures. What is the government majority in our current 30... Yes, Lorian.
Liberals?
Sorry, that's not the correct answer. Current 38th provincial parliament. What is the government majority? James?
45.
No, 13. How many elected members are there in our... James?
79.
Correct. And now we're going to go to a very nice friend of mine, a lovely lady, Gloria Makarenko, who's going to ask you the next question.
In the last provincial election, 57.69% voted in favor of a single transferable vote system. Now, what percentage was needed for it to pass?
Yes, James.
60%.
60% it is, James, and thank you very much, Gloria Makarenko. Moving on to open questions now. Victorian businessman, the subject. Which Nova Scotian founded one of the world's greatest shipping companies? No. Yes, Alim?
Turner.
No. Your cuss want to try? Yes, Sarah.
Tupper?
No, Samuel Kennard. Which Scottish merchant turned a family grocery store into a giant tea, coffee, and cocoa corporation? Yes, Sarah.
Murchie's?
No. Amanda.
Teatley.
No, Sir Thomas Lipton. Open questions now. Canadian prime ministers are the subject, and you have to name the prime ministers who were in office during the following events. The Bank of Canada was founded as a government agency to look after Canada's monetary system. Amanda.
King.
No. Sarah.
Diefenbaker?
No, Richard Bedford Bennett. The Canada Council was created to encourage the arts in Canada. Which prime minister? James.
Trudeau.
No. Lorian.
Pearson?
No, Louis Saint Laurent. The maple leaf flag become... Yes, Amanda.
Pearson.
Lester Pearson. The Royal Military College was founded in Kingston. James.
Borden.
No. Lorian?
McDonald?
No, Alexander Mackenzie. Literature now, the subject of these open questions. Which Nova Scotian writer created the character Sam Slick? Yes, Lorian.
Dickens?
No. I don't know if he ever got here. To Canada, that is. No, Burnaby North. Thomas Halliburton. Which pioneer Ontario settler wrote Roughing It in the Bush? Susanna Moody is the answer. Who is the author of the play Dry Lips Ought to Move to Kappa's Casing? I think. Yes, James.
Margaret Atwood.
No, that's incorrect. No idea, Yorkhouse? Thompson Highway. Okay, what am I question worth 40 points on the first clue, 10 points less with each succeeding clue. For 40 points, I am a city which occupies a strategic location at a river junction. What am I? Alim.
Trois-Rivières.
No. Lorian.
Montreal.
Yes, for 40 points. Mathematics, the subject of the open questions now, is a triangle with the following three sides: isosceles, scalene, or equilateral. Side 1 is half the square of 6. Side 2 is 2 cubed minus 1. Side 3, yes, Crystal?
Isosceles.
That's correct. A circle, ellipse, hyperbola, and parabola are all, yes, Rachel?
Conics.
Conic, she said cone, yes. What is the higher value of x in this equation? X squared plus 7x plus 12 equals 0. Yes, Tiffany?
4.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Amanda?
3.
Sorry, no. X equals minus 3. What is the square root of 5,625? Yes, Rachel?
25.
No, sorry, that's not correct. Amanda?
35.
No, it was 75. Okay, open questions about three-letter words now. Which three-letter answer can mean either a great number of objects or a means of deciding things by chance? Yes, Rachel? Lot it is. Which three-letter answer can mean either an abbreviation of one of the trigonomic functions or dry in reference to alcohol? Alim?
Sine.
No. Tiffany? No. It's sec, S-E-C. Which three-letter answer can mean both hardening or coagulation and a particularly ominous Egyptian god? Rachel?
Raw.
No. Crystal?
Set.
Set. Which three-letter answer is a slang word for a $5 bill or a wing or paddle-shaped membrane used for propulsion? Alim?
Fin.
Fin, yes. Okay, Aboriginal leaders now the subject of these next open questions. Name the Aboriginal leader who, as the Ottawa war chief, led a large native uprising against the British in 1763. Yes, Alim.
Crowfoot.
No. Sarah.
Tecumseh.
No. Pontiac. Name the Cree member of the Manitoba legislature who would not allow introduction of the Meech Lake Accord. Yes, Sarah.
Elijah Harper.
Correct. Who was described by General Isaac Brock as the most gallant warrior? Yes, Lorian.
Tecumseh?
Yes. Along with Poundmaker, what First Nations, rather than Métis, leader joined in the Northwest Rebellion of Alim?
Crowfoot.
No, of 1885. Lorian?
The Blackfoot.
No, it was Big Bear. Okay, team question now. Whoever gets the first part then gets the rest of the remaining questions in the second part. For 10 points, after spending a miserable winter on an island in 1604, Samuel de Champlain crossed what body of water in 1605 to establish Port Royal in what is now... Yes, James?
The St. Lawrence River.
No. In what is now Nova Scotia. York House. Yes, Sarah?
Bay of Fundy.
Yes, in York House, you get the rest of these questions. And they all deal with the Bay of Fundy. What is the name of the largest island near the mouth of the Bay of Fundy? Okay, time? No? Grand Manan. The Bay of Fundy is world-renowned for having the world's highest what?
Tides.
Tides, correct. At its northeast end, the Bay of Fundy divides into two separate bays. What is the more northerly bay called?
Northern Bay of Fundy.
Nice try, but no, it's Chignecto Bay. Okay, now we're on to some snappers, and this should be nice for you. Which Hollywood actor was the star of the movie Pump Up the Volume? Yes, Alim.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, sorry. Okay, it was before your time. It was good for me. Christian Slater. What oil is burned in lamps to keep mosquitoes? Yes, Alim?
Kerosene.
No. To keep mosquitoes away. Sarah?
Citronella.
Yes. What film's record for the most Academy Awards did Titanic tie in 1998? James?
Ben-Hur.
Ben-Hur, correct. Humans and what other animals are the only known mammals susceptible to leprosy? Yes, Rachel.
Monkeys?
No, sorry. Burnaby North? Amanda?
Pigs?
No. Armadillos. What term describes the relation of mass to volume? Alim?
Density.
Yes. Which Albertan was only 39 years old when he was elected Prime Minister in... Yes, Alim. Sorry? York House? Yes. Elected Prime Minister in 1979. Yes, Lorian.
Ralph Klein?
No, it was Joe Clark, and that's it. That's all the time we have for this game. Oh, it was close. It was good. York House, you did really well with 300 points. Just not well enough. Burnaby North, 380 points. You are now moving on to the elite round of the final 6 teams who are going to play for the chance to represent BC at the National Championships. Congratulations, Burnaby North. A great game played, and York House, too. Excellent job. Make sure you come back next year, okay? You will? And Burnaby North will be seeing you as we continue the BC Championships of Reach for the Top 2006. Thanks for being with us. The BC Champion School will receive a Media on Demand video library courtesy of Distribution Access. For all the tournament details and scores, be sure to log on to the BC Reach for the Top tournament website. Just go to knowledgenetwork.ca and follow the links.